Like any job, you have to enjoy it. If you do, great. If not, well...
And Paul enjoys his job. He's been a lorry driver for 32 years. He's driven all over Europe, and each year he clocks up 150,000 kilometres. Not so long ago he set up his own company and became an independent operator. He rents his services out to other bigger transport companies, but his work, one of the most heavily regulated in Europe, could be about to change. The European Commission wants him to be able to work for up to 86 hours per week.
For me, it's a good thing. Sometimes, towards the end of the week, I'm 1.5 hours from home, but because of the weekly hours quota, I'm not allowed to drive anymore. So it takes a day longer and I have to stay the night in a car park.
The maximum working week for European lorry drivers is currently set at 56 hours. The owner of Michel Logistics, also the vice president of the Belgian Federation of Transit Operators, says this change will mean little for independent drivers.
It should stay the way it is now, because in any case it doesn't harm anyone, and people have the right to work, just like other workers, no more, no less, but they should respect work and rest times, like others do, so we don't end up with any unfair competition, so to speak.
For lorry drivers, work hours are not necessarily the same as hours spent driving. The Commission may want to lengthen working hours for independent operators, but the drivers will still be subject to the same hour limits on the road. The European Parliament initially rejected the proposition, but on the 29th of September, the Employment and Social Affairs Commission put the text back on the table.
Just what Commission want, not to regulate self-employed, because regulation of working time is for protection of employee. If you are in one person, employer and employee, how to divide your personality to half what would be protected and should be protected, and second half of what would not be protected.
The European Federation of Transit Workers covers the sector's trade unions. It says that working 86 hours per week increases the risks on the road and deregulates the haulage industry in Europe.
Working 86 hours per week means earning more money. That's the idea behind it. But the real argument is to give the transit industry more flexibility.
In a sector where competition is fierce between EU member states, the debate is far from over. A revision to the directive is expected to go before the European Parliament.